Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we are once again in my, maybe not my most favorite, but definitely one of my favorite aircraft in DCS. I'm really having a lot of fun with the MiG-29, but as always, the F-14 has a special place with me. I enjoy this thing very much, and I love the challenge of flying the F-14. Today we're going to be taking on a J-11 flanker, and we're going to do some gunfights only. Now you notice he came in there slow. A little bit of track IR issues there, but he came into that fight real slow. So I'm just going to go into the vertical here. And because he came in slow, I took the vertical somewhere that he couldn't follow me. And he's trying to climb up here, but he stalled himself out. And that's a kill. Splash one flanker. That's what happens when you come into the fight slow like that. You can't come into gunfights super slow. It's just not going to work. I know he's trying to win the one circle fight, but that's not going to work. So. So that's a fairly large mistake to come into the dogfight like that super slow in an effort to win a one circle turn, to be fair to him. He came in, he thought if he was slow he could get a tighter turn and win the one circle. Unfortunately he was incorrect, and aviation is a self-cleaning oven, so he got killed. Just cannot be making mistakes like that. You realize this time he learned, he came in much faster. And we're going to go ahead and take him into the vertical here. People have a lot of tendency to make these dogfights, you know, parallel horizontal fights. I don't see a lot of use of the vertical if they can avoid it. You know, I've seen people be forced into using it because they're maneuvering in relation to me. But it's not often I see somebody try to use the vertical, and it does create a lot of geometry issues for people as soon as you start using the vertical. This flanker here, trying to force that one circle fight. Remember that a one circle is a nose-to-nose fight, a two circle is a nose-to-tail fight. I am constantly driving to his 6. Okay, I'm avoiding his nose, I'm keeping it a two circle fight best I can, because obviously a one circle fight with a flanker is not a good idea. And what we're going to do in at some point during this fight is we're going to switch it, and we're going to give the flanker the ability to use its Fox 2s in order to really show what the flanker can do. But for now, we're going to do some gunfighting. And you notice there, I kind of almost had a shot there, but I can't pull him into the HUD again. If I go for the HUD BFM one more time here, I'm going to allow him an opportunity to neutralize the fight with a one circle. So I'm going to avoid pulling him into my HUD, and I'm just going to fly to his tail once again, and then I'm going to drive to his high 6. and just keep that 2-circle going. These fights are generally all about patience and avoiding HUD BFM. Remember, we've talked about HUD BFM causing high aspect situations that the bandit can use to neutralize into the 1 circle. So we're going to avoid that at all costs. The only time I'm going to pull him into the HUD is if I think I can kill him. We'll get under the deck, under the cloud layer here. And as we get closer and closer to the ground, I'm putting more and more pressure on this flanker. He is about to get stuck in a 2-circle fight here. As he loses altitude. And remember, we are carrying Fox 2s, so if he tries to extend away, I'll kill him. And the same thing for me. If I extend away, he will kill me. We're going to pull him into the HUD here. I think we can kill him right here. He's not paying attention. Yes. Oh, look, he tried to Cobra. Splash 1 flagger. He tried to pull a Cobra there to save his life. Too little, too late. Splash 1 flanker. And let's zoom right underneath the pilot here and scare the crap out of him. Okay, so this round we're gonna pretty much allow the flanker to, shoot Fox 2s whenever he likes. The intention here being that I want the flanker to be able to show what it was designed to do. And I don't want to like pluck the wings too much and say that, oh, it's not good in a guns fight. Well, it's really designed to win that instantaneous turn and fire a Fox 2 and kill you in 1 turn. So we're gonna allow him to do that into the merge here. I'm going to use the vertical so he can't just Cobra on me. There's a Fox 2 though, and luckily that'll miss. I flared that off. I'm surprised I've survived this long, to be honest. But as he reaches the top of that pole in the vertical, this is going to be a huge problem for me. He's going to get a lock. And there's the Fox 2. Is it turning? Yes, it's turning. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's get out. So as you can see, the flanker is no pushover just because it loses in a gunfight here and there because it gets stiff-armed into a 2-circle. Doesn't mean the flanker isn't good. As soon as you allow the flanker to fight how it was intended to fight, it is quite a beast, right? Into the merge here, and we're going to go into the vertical. Alright, so he does have nose on. I would suspect that he'll have an opportunity to shoot as we go by. There it is. Some rounds go by. Luckily they missed. They were kind of close though, but they missed. So anyway, I'm sure that a lot of you are wondering, if the flanker is so good in the Fox 2 fight, why do we, bring it out here and force it to do a gunfight? The fact is that the gunfight is a knife fight. It's a test of your abilities. It's a test of your aircraft's abilities, your ability to, your understanding of your aircraft and of BFM in an attempt to get to his control zone and kill him, right? It's like a skill-based thing. It's not to say that this is how we think that it will play out every time. In real life. Like, guys are not getting in gunfights anymore in today's combat environment, So, looks like this flanker lost visual. He ended up on the ground. Lost me in the clouds. He's flaring because he's scared that I might think he's extending. I have him in the HUD. And he sees me now, I think, and he's tightening that turn down. And I just can't get my pipper on him. Nice. He does tighten that down quite a bit, and he tries to reverse that into the 1 circle. Trying to neutralize into the 1 circle. Now, he did a pretty good job neutralizing this fight, considering he was completely defensive when I got onto his 6 there, when he lost visual. You can see him ditching out into what appears to be the raid fight. He is actually choosing to raid fight a Tomcat, which is not smart. But he might have felt that he's out of options. So he wants to try this. He may be trying to just neutralize back into the 1 circle, but into the vertical, and narrowly stays out of my HUD there. Trying to get the Tomcat to cooperate with me. Patience. Remember patience. Got him in the HUD. Almost had the pipper on him there. Almost had it. And he's once again trying to neutralize into the 1 circle, but he's taking some pretty extreme risks here to do it. And as you can see, I'm still behind him. He's having a lot of trouble getting me to... Oh, maybe a shot here. Yeah, he's way slow. Yeah. There we go. Splash 1 flanker. Yeah, he just got so slow there. You can't be that slow and have the guy who's trying to kill you behind you. Basically, that's what happens. You end up super slow and an easy kill. All right, guys, so quick little TAC view review that I wanted to do. This is the very first fight, and there isn't really too much to talk about here, but I want to break down the fundamentals, like absolute pure fundamentals of dogfighting, which I think are sometimes overlooked. Yes, you do look at the bandit, you go, okay, he's a one circle fighter, you know, I probably a two circle, like all these things matter, right? But the other thing that matters is his energy state. Like, whatever his aircraft is, it's also in a matter of some sort of energy state, right? So you need to also observe that as well, because even though, like, let's say he is a superior two circle fighter to you, right? But he's slow as hell, like he's 150 knots, right? Take him to the two circle, right? You can beat him, assuming that you're faster, right? Just because he's a superior two circle fighter, because of his energy state, you can beat him in a two circle, right? So like, it's a little bit more fluid decision making rather than just he's a better two circle fighter, so I will always avoid the two circle, right? So basically we're going to apply that concept here as we go into the merge with this flanker. As he goes by, you're always observing the bandit aircraft as he goes by, right? It's just a good rule of thumb. The first thing you're going to look for is his missiles. You know, what do you see on his aircraft? What kind of weapons is he carrying? That's the first thing, right? Second thing is the second thing that I observe is the nozzle position, right? How much burner is he in? Is he even in burner? Are the nozzles kind of closed off, which tells you idle, right? There's all of this. You're looking for the vapor trails that come off his aircraft at the merge. That'll tell you he's pulling hard all of a sudden. And the other thing you're looking for is just relative motion, right? Just watch him go by. Like a car on a highway, just observe him go by and look at his energy state. Is he fast? Is he slow? Right? And as you see him go by, like I watched this flanker go by and I was like, oh, he is tremendously slow, right? And you can see here, he's coming in at Mach 0.66 and I'm Mach 0.95, right? So instantly I'm like, fantastic, you know, we'll go vertical. There's no way he can follow into the vertical. I could have taken him to a raid fight, but it would have been faster to just take him to the vertical and kill him, right? So that's what I do. It takes me a second here and that was a little track IR problem, if you guys remember, and we go for the vertical. Now he makes another mistake, which is to select the vertical when he's already so slow, right? Like, why go into the vertical when you're already so slow? I think this was kind of somebody who comes into a dogfight in that moment. Like, you might be a great dogfighter, you know? But in that moment when you come in, you don't have a game plan. You had no idea what you were going to do before you even got to the merge. Once you got in the merge, once you crossed, you were like, oh, let me try to figure out a game plan, right? That's too late. You should already know what you want to do before you get to the merge. That's what I think kind of happened with this flanker here. He didn't quite have it figured out right there, fullback. He goes on to do very well, but in this one fight, and this is why I want to go over this fight, is because, you know, reading the bandit's situation is as important as knowing your aircraft's capabilities, right? And because of his slow speed that he came in, we went straight into the vertical, and you can see that he basically tries to come up here. He ends up super slow, can't even point his nose up, falls out of the sky, and gets shot for his trouble. Right? Like, and I think I understand his one turn, like that. The concept here that I think he was trying to go for was that he was trying to come into a one circle slow and then beat me in the one circle turn. And I think he expected me to, you know, stay in the horizontal plane, either go two circle here or come one circle with him in the horizontal plane. I don't think he expected me to go vertical. But again, it's a very easy choice once you observe the bandit's relative motion, right? He goes by, he's slow. I have to be insane to not go into the vertical, you know? All right, so that's basically all I wanted to talk about on this TAC view. It's super simple. I just wanted to reiterate that you should always observe your bandit's behavior, read his, you know, energy states, and do things contrary to his energy state in order to win. Okay, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.